What is up, guys? Our favorite police officer, Zhu Yuan, has just released, and we're going to learn how to play her in this video. So let's get right into it. Alright, if you guys want a quick overview of what she does, she is an ether type main DPS. Let's start by looking at the main part of her kit, which are the basic attacks. Notice the very high multipliers on her second basic attack. This attack happens when you have something called an enhanced shot shell, and by holding your basic attack button, each attack consumes a shot shell to do ether damage. If you don't have shot shells, you can still do this attack, but you'll do physical damage instead, which has much lower scaling compared to the ether damage. You can see how many shot shells you have at the top left of the UI. So now that we know that having shot shells are important, how do we get them? Well, there are a number of ways. Firstly, if you enter battle, you immediately get 6 shot shells. Next, there's your normal basic attack. If you do a normal basic attack string, your 4th and 5th hit that hits an enemy will give you a shot shell each. But your basic attack also has another interesting property. You can do sideways dash attacks in between your basic attack string. These dash attacks also make Zhu Yuan invulnerable for a short period of time, so you can use them to dodge enemy attacks like in this clip. But another interesting property about them is that they can change your basic attack string. For example, doing a dash attack after your first basic attack skips the second basic attack and goes directly to the third basic. This makes you reach the 4th and 5th basic much faster, as shown in this comparison. Next, if you keep dashing after your 3rd basic, Zhu Yuan will keep doing the 3rd basic attack, and you'll be stuck forever in this loop, and will never reach your 4th basic. So be careful about your dash attack timings. Finally, doing a dash attack after your 5th basic attack makes you go back to your 3rd basic attack, which makes your string faster because you'll skip having to do the 1st and 2nd basic attacks. There are a lot more variations you can do with these dash attacks, but these are just the interesting ones for Zhu Yuan. So why did I show you all of this? It's because these dash attacks can help you build your shot shells faster. Take a look at this comparison. By doing specific dash attacks in between, the clip on the right builds shot shells much faster than doing your basic attack string normally. Alright, so your basic attack can give 2 shot shells per attack string. What else gives me shot shells? Well, if you do a quick assist, this gives you 1 shot shell. Similarly, a dodge counter also gives 1 shot shell. An assist follow-up gives 3 shot shells. If you have enough energy, using your EX special attack gives 3 shot shells and also does pretty decent damage. If Zhu Yuan does a chain attack, she also gets 3 shot shells. And finally, her ultimate gives 3 shot shells, and it is her highest hitting ability, as expected. So her other skills besides her basic attack aren't that complicated. They just pretty much do damage and give 1 or 3 shot shells. Alright, now that we have the shot shells, we would like to use them. By holding your basic attack button, you can use her shot shells, and the 3rd enhanced attack consumes 3 shot shells. So to do 1 full enhanced basic string, you need 5 shot shells. And similarly to her basic normal attacks, you can do dash attacks in between, but this time you can dash in any direction, instead of just sideways with your normal basic attack. If you do a dash attack after your 1st enhanced basic, it immediately goes to the 3rd enhanced basic, which is only very slightly faster than just letting the 2nd enhanced basic go. So I don't think it is very worth. Now, doing a dash attack after your 3rd enhanced basic makes Zhu Yuan do another 3rd enhanced basic. So by timing your dash attacks this way, this is how you do a lot of damage in a short burst, by consuming your shot shells the fastest. Now, I have to acknowledge that pulling off these attack strings will probably be very unrealistic in a real fight. But I think it's nice to know because sometimes you can be fighting a stunned enemy, and you won't have any risk of getting your string interrupted. So in this example, I just stunned the enemy, and since I have 9 shot shells already, I can immediately start my enhanced basic attack string. I do 3 enhanced basics, then a dash attack, which lets me do the 3rd enhanced basic again. Now that I'm out of shot shells, I use my EX special attack and my ult, which gives me 6 shot shells to use. If you didn't have 9 shot shells at the start, you can do an EX special attack at the start instead, or pre-stack some shot shells with a chain attack and quick assist with Zhu Yuan before stunning the enemy. Alright, that's it with her kit. Now, how do we build her? Well, her signature, of course, is the best. But if you do not have that, you can try the Brimstone, Starlight Engine, or Cannon Rotor. For disc drives, honestly, you can go with any DPS set, like 4-piece Chaotic Metal, 4-piece Puffer Electro, or 4-piece Woodpecker Electro. Then a 2-piece of whatever set you did not use. 2-piece Hormone Punk is also a really good option. The difference between these sets are very minimal, so you cannot go wrong with any of them. I would just pick a set that you have the correct main stats on, or something that you have very good sub-roll stats on. For main stats, I would go attack percent, ether damage bonus, and crit, and try to maintain a 1-to-2 crit ratio. For me, I would level up her basic abilities first, then work on the rest of her skills, like dash attack or EX special. I guess the assist skill is the one with the lowest priority. As for Mindscape Cinema, Mindscape 1 is actually really good because it helps a lot with her shot shell stacks. It lets Zhu Yuan do more damage on her rotation because you get more shot shells right after running out. Mindscape 2 is just more damage. Mindscape 4 is also more damage, but just written in a different way. Finally, Mindscape 6 makes her EX special attack consume less energy and does a bit more damage after you use 12 shot shells. I guess it is very strong in longer fights. I would personally stop at Mindscape 2, but Zhu Yuan is already very strong without any Mindscapes. As for team comps, honestly, right now, there is no obvious best team for her. You can try Nicole for her damage buff and defense shred. For the third slot, you can try Ambi or Coletta for a stun. But I actually prefer an attack buffer like Lucy, because if you play her right, you can get a perma damage buff uptime. I don't need to rely on stuns to do my damage, especially if I'm fighting multiple enemies. In fact, my no-hit run in Shiyu Defense 17 with C0 Zhu Yuan uses Lucy instead of Ambi, and I even managed to clear it pretty fast. If you do not want to use Nicole, you can try Coletta and Lucy. If you're bored of playing Ellen, you can steal Lycone and Sokaku, but I wouldn't recommend this team because it's not very optimal. So, I recommend trying out these variations and see what team works best for your playstyle. So that's it for my Zhu Yuan guide. To me, I see her as a character with a low skill floor but high skill ceiling. If you want to play her optimally, you have to start thinking about her dash attacks and rotations, which makes this character kinda appealing for me at least. But let me know what you guys think about her in the comments, and if you are pulling her or not. As always, if I missed anything, I will leave it in a pinned comment. Alright, that's it. See ya.